Hello, and welcome to week 2 of Movement Mastery for the single arm control front exercise. In this video, I'll demonstrate this week's progression as well as the 2 supporting exercises. I'll also go over any reps, sets, and springs that I recommend for these exercises. Now let's get started. So for this week, we're gonna start on 1 blue and 1 yellow spring. And we're actually gonna be doing the control front exercise, but with our feet on the deck. So once you get your spring set, we're gonna bring your hands this time to the outside edges of the frame. Now, traditionally, this exercise is done with your hands up on the shoulder blocks, and you can certainly do that. I find that this is a little bit more stable for me, so I like my hands down onto the edges of the reformer. Again, toes will be on the deck. We're gonna press all the way out into a plank position. And again, we're gonna start this time with our hands right under our shoulders. We're actively pressing through the reformer. Again, imagine like you're punching it through the ground, your hands down into the ground. And then from here, we're gonna squeeze into our legs and scoop our belly in and up, creating a nice long line. Look straight down towards the floor, and then from your shoulders, you're gonna inhale as you press out, and then exhale as you bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Get a nice big inhale as you press out, exhale as you come back in. We're going nice, slow and controlled here. Maybe you can move that carriage out 2 or 3 inches, maybe a little bit further, just depending on your shoulder mobility and your strength here. And we're gonna go for about 8 reps. Again, tighten that core, especially as you're pulling that carriage back in to help keep the body stable. Let's do 2 more reps here. Last 2. Good. 1 more. Excellent. Then let's bend the knees. Bring your knees down onto the carriage. Give the hands a little shake out. All right. So from there, we're now going to go into our 2 supporting exercises. So we're going to come down onto your back. Again, you could stay on a blue and a yellow here, or I'm actually going to bump up to 1 red spring. And we'll make your way down onto your backs. All right, so once we make your way down, I want you to scoot down so that your tailbone is near the very bottom edge of the carriage. Now, one of the cues that you heard me give when we were doing that exercise, that progression there, was to strengthen in through our legs. We want to activate through both the quads and the hamstrings. They're going to help stabilize our hips when we're in that plank position. So we're going to work some exercises that are going to really help us engage through both. The first is going to help us more engage through the quads. The second exercise is going to help us engage through our hamstrings. So this first supporter exercise is going to be a Pilates roll up. We're going to start with your arms up towards the ceiling. Again, I want you to take a nice deep inhale here. Slowly on your exhale, you're going to press all the way out to straight legs. And I want you to lock out through the knees, engage those quads to create a good anchor point, and then we're gonna use your abdominals to roll yourself all the way up. Inhale as you roll back down. Exhale as you come all the way down. So big breath in. Exhale out. Squeeze into those quads. Again, your quads are gonna be your anchor point here to help you lift up and lower down with control. Versus if you try to press out and keep a little bend in your knees, it's gonna be a lot harder versus if you're pressing here. The action is we're pressing, we're creating that stability in our hips that then our abdominals can pull from. So big exhale out, roll up, roll back down, and carriage down. And again, we'll do about 10 to 12 reps here of this. If you need a little bit of help getting yourself up, when you press all the way out, again, we're still focused on that cue of squeezing into our legs. You can use your hands to grab onto your thighs and help lift you up and lift you down. if the roll up isn't in your practice. Really think about scooping that belly in and up to help roll you up, and then pulling it back in slowly and with control, roll down. Let's do one more here. Again, I'm actively pressing down through my feet, keeping my quadriceps engaged, and all the way down. Good. Once you make your way down, you can give your knees a little rock side to side. So not only are we working our abdominal strength there, we're again working into our quads, using them to help create that stability that we'll need in that plank position. Now, I recommend doing, again, 10 to 12 reps in 2 sets of that exercise. Then once you finish that exercise, we can go on to our next one. So this next one is going to be a reverse plank, or a long-legged bridge, I guess you could call it as well. So I want you to stay on your either blue and yellow or on your one red spring. We're gonna press all the way out so that your heels are on top of the foot bar, feet flexed back towards your shins. Again, you kind of want to be down away from the shoulder blocks just a touch. And we'll start with your arms down by your side. Now again, my legs are fully locked out. We're gonna engage through our hamstrings, help lift our hips up. Take a deep inhale here. On your exhale, scoop that belly button up underneath those ribs, press down through your heels, press down through your shoulders, lift your hips up. You should feel those hamstrings fully engaged here. And then slowly lower back down. And again, big exhale, lift, inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Now, if you want to come into more of the position that we were in when we were doing our progression today, you can reach your arms up to the ceiling, round those shoulders forward, again, protracting the spine. And again, we'll lift up, and you should feel this more up along the edge of your spine, that we're pressing down through our back to help lift us up here. And again, about 10 to 12 reps here. And lower. Again, I'm tucking that belly button up underneath the ribs, pressing down through my heels, engaging my hamstrings here, staying nice and strong through your legs. We tend to think of any plank position as being upper body and core, but your legs and hips play just as much importance in that role as everything else. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And lower down, good. You can come all the way down. Again, give your knees a little rock side to side. And that is it for today. Again, practice that first progression exercise, about 8 reps there, then go into your supporting exercises. For both of those, you could be on either one red or a blue and yellow spring, and I recommend anywhere from about 10 to 12 reps for those exercises, and do them both twice. That'll be it for this week. I will see y'all next week.